Before I begin, I want to make a short disclaimer. I don't hate Christopher Nolan's work. In fact, I actually love Christopher Nolan's work. But, however, there's a new movie from Christopher Nolan that is coming. It's Tenet. If you don't saw the trailer right now, what the fuck are you just doing in the internet? Like, go watch the trailer. It's fucking amazing. Okay. Um, and why I'm talking about this movie. To be honest, it left me a little bit infuriated, but not in a bad way. Okay, actually in a good way, because if you saw the trailer of this movie, you'll see, as old-fashioned Christopher Nolan thing, mindfuck scenes. Like there's a car. Like first in the first scene, he was like just roll it, and then in another scene or in another shot, there's the same car but rolling in reverse time lapse. So I want to focus specifically in this scene, and probably I will get some early spoilers from the movie. So as you all know, the Tenet is a movie about espionage that makes it with something like Inception, at the same time Interstellar, Dark Knight. It's a little bit of both of all Christopher Nolan's work, and there's a one small ad. It comes with it works with time. Um, Everybody knows that Christopher Nolan loves implementing time, philosophy of time, in his work. And when I saw these specific scenes, like going in reverse, I created some theories that at this point, that's why I want to warn you. Maybe they might contain early spoilers that what I'm going to say right now. So if you are totally against all the spoilers, just click away from this video. Go watch some other video. PewDiePie doing some the same thumbnail. So at this point I don't fucking care. So I'm gonna explain to you everything, and I'll tell you why. From the point that I saw the trailer, I completely understood. Maybe you're thinking I'm overreacting, but actually I'm not overreacting. So I'm going to explain to you why. Um, so my first thoughts are, um, in the movie. For example, the enemy, the enemy time lapse, it's reverse of the main character's time lapse, or in this case, let me let me just explain to you on the whiteboard. So let's take an example. You have born. Let's take an example right here. So you have born in this time lapse, right? So this is your time lapse life. So, for example, if you have born in 2000s and right now you are in 2010, for example, correct? So, so this is the enemy's time lapse, right? So, right here in 2010, this is where he actually born. For example, let's put right here 2020. He was actually born in 2020, and his time lapse, or in this case, he was. It's a little bit overreacting, but he was actually born in death, and he will die during giving a birth. I know it's a little bit. Some people might understand this, but some other people don't. That's why I'm using the whiteboard to explain, to make a little bit more, to make more comprehensive. So right here, for example, the main characters of this movie, they have born and they will die in the future. However, the enemies will like born, quote unquote, in death, and their time lapse, they will actually die when they were born. So in this case, in 2000, or in this case, for example, we are right now in 2019. They will die, like for example, in 2000, and they like born in 2020. Uh, so right now their life, it's in reverse. So as you saw in the trailer, and the main character's time lapse, it's like ours, like in our world. So when they intersect, when they intercept in the same age, it happens this phenomenon. It like for example, for example, they if they interact with each other, their our time lapse, or the main character time lapse moves normally forward, and for the enemy moves like in reverse. But if we go to the enemy's perspective, it happens the same. For them, their time lapse moves normal for them, but for the main character will move in reverse. So why I'm explaining to you this, because in 2012 unfortunately I still developing this story, and I included one character that has a very similar, that shares a similar philosophy of the movie Tenet. And to be honest, in the beginning I was a little bit infuriated, because I know in the future I'll have to change this character that I created. So this character shares the same similarities, like he borns in his death, and his whole life he has to like adapt. To be more comprehensive, check the third act of Doctor Strange, when Doctor Strange uses the time lapse to make in reverse, but the enemy managed to somehow adapt it. So when they like adapt it, they managed to like interact with the your opposite time lapse, like for your enemies. This is just my theory, okay? What I'm thinking in movie Tenet is going to be like, for example, if we see the character of Michael Caine or Kenneth Branagh character, maybe they manage, maybe some of them live their lives in reverse. And however, like Robert Patterson and David Washington's character will like as they live their normal time lapse, and so Michael Caine's character, it's like actually it may be in reverse, but he managed to adapt. For like let's take for example, there's another example, like let's see. Even the title itself, Tenet. Now, if we try to reverse it, to write the words in reverse, is the same. Tenet. So what I mentioned is this character that we saw in the trailer, that they are like moving in reverse. In reverse, this case, I believe that there are some other characters that actually live in reverse, but they manage to adapt it. Like, for example, um, my my YouTube name, Rasputin, or in this case Rasputin. Now, if we just put them in reverse, just a second, ZAR. So it's gonna be Nitupzar. It's kind of mindfuck, but I actually felt very interesting concept, because it shares a lot of similarities with the character that I actually developed. So yeah, what I'm referring with this character that I created in 2012, I actually still developing this character. Is Unfortunately, I didn't manage to. On the first one, it was supposed to be like a sort of comic book story, and I will include this character who live his life, like, for example, our tomorrow is his yesterday, and his yesterday is our tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. Now I am getting much confused. So yeah, what I mentioned is um, the main concept of Tenet shares a lot of similarities with the character that I actually created, and when I saw the trailer, I totally understand the main concept. Some people who saw the trailer were like, "Whoa, what the fuck is going on?" It's nothing complicated, okay, people. It's a very basic concept, and Christopher Nolan, it's a really good director, and he's a good storyteller, okay, and I'm looking forward to see this movie, and you know, to get my thoughts is if this concept really is pretty similar with the character that I created, who live his life like in reverse, like for example, he died he was born in his death and dies in his birth. So guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm really sorry if I'll spoil to you the whole concept movie. And I actually wanted to make this movie. I mean, this movie. Shit. Uh, I, 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 I'm very far away to make a movie. So, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to share with you this idea, this character that I created in 2012, and yeah, you know, just to prevent all this plagiarism, like, yeah, you just copy, you just fucking copy Christopher Nolan. No, okay. Um, Actually, no one's copying no one. In this world, there's 7 billion peoples, and probably right now, uh, they might have the same idea as I do, as you do, as any other person around there do. So it's completely normal. It's actually a coincidence. So to be honest, I'm actually happy, and I also saw I saw all Christopher Nolan's movie. It is still watchable nowadays because he's an excellent storyteller, and he's a actually excellent director working right now. He he doesn't go to like all this. He doesn't implement all these agendas, you know, that's happening right now with Star Wars. Speaking of Star Wars, whew, I'm gonna do it's not a review, but I'm just gonna comment a little bit of Star Wars in the next video. And yes, that's it, guys. So and also I'm really sorry if I just disappear for a while. As you can see, I just lost my ponytail from my previous videos. So, and right now I'm speaking English, and in the previous videos I used to speak in Portuguese. So Portuguese people who watch this video, who's watching this video right now, I'm very sorry. um, in the future, 2020 is coming, and I preparing a lot of bunch of scripts, you know, just a comment about Star Wars. I also prepare a video from Sonic that for some fucking reason the Screen Rant did already first, which is Sonic. This you know, the design of Sonic, if it was on purpose, and yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm preparing in 2020. So until then, I wish to everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because I just fucking hate Christmas. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe. I'm gonna upload maybe in the next year, maybe in this year. I don't know. It depends on what will happen in this new era of YouTube. Speaking of which, they are they're implementing new, you know. Also, I'm going to talk about the YouTube Rewind, which is got all just worse. I know some people, many people just talk about it. I just don't fucking care. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.